Yo, what's good, guys? Today I ended up taking a one trade and it was a dub. I'm happy we got the dub and followed my rules, but at the same time, not really happy with my execution today because I trailed my stop too hard, and but for valid reasons, and I'll explain in a bit. But up 1,300 on my live account and then up 1,100 on each of my evals. And yeah, I'll break down the trade I took today, the mistakes I made, and the trades you guys could have taken as well. Alright, let's get into it for the second time because TradingView wanted to glitch on me. But, okay, so coming into the day, I rewinded a market open for you guys. Coming into the day, bullish bias. As you can see, we're respecting this 4-hour fair value gap. On the hourly, we're breaking structure to the upside, so bullish bias. And on the daily, you can see that we're in a range. So, not much really to say about that, but basically, I don't usually do this, but we're in a range, and as you can see, it's getting tighter and tighter. So, kind of makes sense that we ended up dumping today, but just something I want to point out. We had, as far as draws to the downside, we had this hourly fair value gap, this data low, and then we had all of this low resistance liquidity on NQ right here, 567, 545. And that was the London low from yesterday, and this is the AM low from New York session yesterday that edged these London lows. So let's take a look at ES now. Is ES rewinded? Yep, it is. Okay. So ES is definitely stronger than NQ here. Targets for me today on ES were this new week opening gap, and after that it was this 628 high, and then after that possibly this high right here. So yeah, bullish breaker structures to the upside, riding the trend. And then yeah, so ES was pretty bullish. We took out our CPI candle high right in pre-market, and then we also took out the new week opening gap high right there. But I'd expect us to fill the new week opening gap. So I was bullish, and we're bullish trend. But yeah, so I'll start playing the day. We So we dump right off open, and I was really confused off open because if you take a look at what ES did, look right here, 926 to 936, we pump, and on the other hand we dump. So that's really weird, really weird of them to do. But I noticed that there was a super textbook 2-minute iFVG that retested 3 times that you could have gone in at, and you could have targeted your 830 data low from PPI, or you could have gone for anticipating that we tap this unmitigated hourly fair value gap. So I probably would have gone for the hourly fair value gap. But yeah, so that TP gets smacked. Bang right there. And so kind of bummed I missed that 2-minute short, but we always get second chances here. And so I was watching, not sure what this was what I was marking over here, but keep playing. ES inverse this 5-minute gap after manipulating up and sweeping out our internal liquidity, and also filling the new week opening gap, I believe. right there, failed new week opening gap. So we had a 5-minute iFVG to the downside. But what do we do next? Next we inversed all the way back up, so we inversed the bearish order flow, so we had a 5-minute iFVG back up, and all the stocks were ripping, all the Mag 7 was ripping. And then right there, so my plan after seeing that, despite how bullish ES was, I wanted to see us retrace to this 15-minute gap on NQ, and then wait one second, close my door real quick. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, so my game plan from here after taking out our first draw to the downside, swept out this hourly gap. I was waiting for us to retrace this 15-minute gap and then hopefully get a continuation play going back down, targeting these draws in liquidity, because from this low to basically here, there's really nothing significant that we could sweep. So yeah, there really is about nothing. So I waited patiently. Right there, we got a nice internal manipulation. And so once that gap inversed back down, I slapped shorts. Boom, inversed. Bam, entry. And then right from there, it was just straight down. And ES respected this 5-minute gap. And so I was looking at us to come back down on ES and finally lose some steam, but Mag 7 was just straight ripping. And so, this trade played out real fast, and I was still in this trade at this point, but I had a condition that I'll clear up some of the noise on my chart, but my condition for getting out was if we inverse this 3-minute gap on ES, then I'm going to get out. And I feel like that's kind of valid, to be honest. Good trade management, but that happened right on this candle, and NQ needed to push past this iFVG in order for it to be valid, so I should have just trailed my stop to see one candle or to wait for NQ to disrespect this bearish order flow. And so I trailed my stop right there, and I top ticked myself, and it was pretty horrible in hindsight, but that was a pretty clean inversion on ES in my opinion, and we were catching up on some steam, so I was kind of nervous and trailed it, and we paid the price. Missed out on 160 points, very painful. But yeah, and then of course TP hits. After I made the mistake, I knew for a fact that it was about to go for my TP. Not even just saying that, but 5-minute gap respected, and then so obviously that sucks, but there's a lesson there. Try to be too practical with my executions, and I was just doing way too much, and that is kind of messed up on ES's end to inverse that gap, especially it being a higher time frame gap, but shit happens. And still a green day, caught a good trade and all, but not happy about that, especially because I knew that I knew what our draw was and I didn't hold all the way to it. So that sucks. But, on to the next one. Keep you guys posted. We're still doing very good on the week, but just disappointing day. But yeah, see you guys.